My name is Stephen Eager. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, born and raised. I am married to a wonderful wife named Cassandra. We have 4 girls together. We've been married for 13 years. I retired from the Army in 2014, and then I came here to Jacksonville University to do to Jacksonville to do some work with the Wounded Warrior Project. So in the military, I had many different jobs throughout the years. Did multiple tours in Iraq and in Afghanistan. I was primarily a mortuary affairs rep, and that my duties and responsibilities were to handle any fatalities that came our way. The biggest lesson I learned in the Army was kind of to have a thick skin, to learn not to take things personal. I learned about mission and duty and responsibility. I learned a lot about personal growth and development. In my leisure time, when I'm not at JU and when I'm not wrestling with 4 girls, I primarily spend my time in the gym working out. Physical fitness is always an important thing for me. I do art as well, some painting and some drawing. And these are the things that I do to cope with the mental stresses of everyday life. The motto I always live by is never quit. There are many challenges in my life, dealing with PTSD, which led to my retirement from the Army. Some of the challenges I faced while in the Army, and then some obstacles to overcome after having left the Army, with school, with family and all that. So I've really learned to keep going, keep pushing forward, use perseverance, and to never quit. I travel around the JU campus and really everywhere else with my companion, Moose. He's a service dog. He helps me with some of the struggles I've had with PTSD and in the military, and he keeps me company. And he's my sidekick, my right-hand man. Law school's always been an area of interest that I've had. I enjoy writing, which is kind of why I got into communications. But I also enjoy helping people with various issues they have. Accountability is very important to me, so holding organizations, companies accountable is extremely important to me.
So as you know, it's no secret there's been controversy surrounding some of the organizations that were designed to help veterans transition. But I mean, the fact that you're here at JU and in this class, what would you say to people that maybe are skeptical because of some of the mismanagement that went on with some of the organizations?
Well, I think when we have companies that are run by people, they're going to be flawed. Every organization is going to have both its good attributes and unfortunately its negatives. I'm always a firm believer that donating to local organizations within community is the most effective, but I see the need for some of the larger organizations that hold more weight and can get people to this level that I've been able to have gotten to. I can't say that I've been the victim of any negative effects based on poor management, but I will also say that I've been helped more than I deserve, and so the work that goes in and the money that's donated is definitely worth it. My advice I'd give myself, I guess, would be patience. It takes time. Not everything can be done overnight. So be patient, continue to push through, persevere. Yeah. The advice I'd give my daughters is the same advice I'd give myself, to never quit. Not everything's going to be easy in life, nor should it be, or it would lose value. Not everything is meant to be, and what is meant to be, you can make happen.
You wrote this really
Well, I think information is key. I think that it's important to realize that in the military, the military is not a perfect organization, as is any organization is not a perfect organization. The military has its struggles. They have struggles with hazing. They have struggles with sexual assault. It's a huge issue, and today we're starting to recognize these issues and address them, but there's still a lack of knowledge about them. Yeah, in addition to that, you know, with regards to mental illness, there has always been a huge stigma that surrounds it, both in the civilian world as well as in the military, but I think more so in the military. When you get kind of plagued as having a mental health condition, you're treated differently. You're less worthy of being there. Your self-worth is even lost some because of the way the opportunities that you lose. I've actually lost personal opportunities prior to that and before retirement because I was diagnosed with PTSD, and therefore it was assumed that I was no longer an effective leader or could no longer handle the responsibility of having soldiers under me. And so I think knowledge is key, and it's important that people understand. Soldiers are people, and they go through similar circumstances in the regular world.
So what was your motivation behind writing that article? Why did you want to share something so personal in such a public forum?
Well, it's hard for me to tell my story. I took under Dr. Saliba the narrative journalism class, and we studied a lot of narratives, and we were really looking for something powerful and in the first person. And I thought, well, what can I personally tell and that would relate to me? And I thought, maybe it's time I release just a small part of my story. My story is much larger than that, and it goes into the war itself and my duties there. But this is probably the thing that stood out the most to me, and my biggest challenge I had to overcome. And if one person is influenced to tell their story, regardless of where or what it is, then I think I've done my job. I would go in the military again. Not every day was a great day. Not every experience was a great experience. But overall, I think that it helped develop me into who I am. I don't think I would be here, certainly wouldn't be at Jacksonville University, had I not gone in the military. Many things came out of that. I married my wife, I had my kids. Though not everything is a good experience, the overall picture is me and my life.